It may not seem like it, but I read a lot of comments on my videos. Over the past 2 weeks or so, there's been an abundance of people asking for me to talk about Rocko's Modern Life Static Cling. Initially, I didn't have any plans to make a video about the movie because I'm not too familiar with Rocko, but hey, whatever. I decided to watch and let's talk about my thoughts. What's probably worth mentioning is that I've never seen a single Rocko's Modern Life episode. It aired in the early to mid 90s, I didn't even exist, so yeah. I never watched reruns as a kid because the plot just didn't feel interesting. During the video, you should know that this is my first time even experiencing Rocko and his modern life, so I guess take my opinion with a grain of salt, it's fine if you disagree. The story of Static Cling surrounds Rocko and his friends being stuck in space for 20 years, but then suddenly returning to Earth. They find out that things have really changed since the 90s, and people have moved on to bigger things. While dealing with the shock of this new time period, Rocko goes on a journey to try and get his favorite TV show, The Fatheads, back on the air. He wants that to happen because it's basically the last remnant of his past that he wants to keep, which is why he searches for the show's creator, Ralph Bighead. If there's one thing clear from the start of Static Cling, it's that this is an extremely faithful revival of the original show. The exact same style is present, of course with a few modern updates to make everything feel smoother. This is very much the world of Rocko that viewers visited back in the 90s, with the cartoony perspectives and surreal designs. What I really like about the movie is the fact that it's so self-aware. Rocko loves the 90s show and he does his best to somehow get that show to return, which feels exactly like the past 10 years or so in real life. Nowadays, you can blink a single time and right after the moment your eyes open again, legend says there's another reboot or revival that's just been made. Also, since Rocko is a revival of a 90s show, I gotta give credit where credit is due. This storyline worked really well. Something that a lot of people are making a huge deal out of is Rachel Bighead, who was previously Ralph Bighead. This is a highlight to many, as it's a form of representation not often seen in cartoons, especially from the 90s. Although some are putting this moment high on a pedestal, it should really just be considered normal. Ralph becoming Rachel is simply part of the bigger picture of change, something that the entirety of Static Cling is based off of. The movie's message that not everything can stay the same is awesome, and of course reflects reality, so including a trans character helped in getting that message across. Now yeah, the movie does have a lot going for it, but there's one thing I haven't mentioned yet, the pacing. Am I the only one who thought things went by extremely slow? Despite Static Cling lasting only 45 minutes, it felt like the plot was barely progressing at all. That's probably just how Rocko's Modern Life goes, but the story of the movie didn't capture me nearly as much as, say, Invader Zim Enter the Florpus. So overall, is Static Cling amazing or awful? Honestly, I put it somewhere between. It was alright. Even though it felt like a great revival of the series, staying true to its roots, I was never on the edge of my seat excited or interested for what would come next. This probably just means that Rocko's Modern Life isn't my type of cartoon. Nothing about the characters or world makes me too happy, at least when compared to other Nicktoons. That being said, I can still appreciate this revival in the message it's trying to tell, along with the fact that a lot of care was poured into it. The show may not be something I personally enjoy, but it's still easy to understand why this became well known. It's a simple but bizarre take on real life. If you checked out Static Cling, what'd you think of it? Would you call it amazing, awful, or somewhere in between? Let's talk in the comments. But anyway, that's all for this video. Subscribe for more awesome cartoon videos. Give a thumbs up and comment below, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.